Everybody is after a 1450. And don't get me wrong, a 1450 is a really good score on the SAT, but what if I told you you do not need a 1450 in order to get scholarships into really great universities? Hi, I'm Shanna, and I've helped a lot of students get into their dream schools fully funded. And so today I wanted to dive into the myth that a lot of people have. Now, 1450 is definitely ideal if you want to go to Ivy League schools, because to be honest with you, they're not going to look at your application if you can't even make a 1400. All right. And so I want to make that disclaimer. You do need 1400 or above, preferably a 1450 if your intent is to go to an Ivy League institution. But there's a handful of Ivy Leagues, and a lot of us don't realize that. And then there are institutions that are right below Ivy Leagues that are looking for top students, and they will give them funding. But I want us to also consider institutions that are not Ivy Leagues and institutions that are also below the ones below the Ivy Leagues, because there are great institutions, Research One, Research Two, whatever you want to call them. They are really great institutions, and they're looking for cream of the crops, and they're looking to throw money at individuals or at students who really master the SAT or get at least, here it is, a 1200. Really, 1250 is the sweet spot to be considered for scholarships. Now, of course, if your major is going to be a STEM major, and when I say STEM, I'm talking about science, technology, engineering, or math. And so if you are looking to be a STEM major, I will caution you, your math SAT score has to be above a 600. Really, some schools will look at a 580 or above, but a 600 is that spot to comfortably secure scholarships, to secure funding, and sometimes admissions into these top universities. And so I just wanted to let you all know, if you cannot make that 1450 or at least that 1400, it is not the end of the world. We have helped a lot of students get full ride scholarships into really great universities, and they come out debt free. Because remember, on this channel, we talk about bridging the wealth gap. And one of the ways to bridge the wealth gap is by getting a scholarship to fund your tuition for your college degree, so that once you graduate, you are not in that bottom percentile and have to think about debt to income ratio and things of that nature, right? Because once you have to think about debt to income ratio, you are already in the lower 50 percentile of society, right? And so our aim is to get everyone in that top 1%. Now, it's not easy, but it's a start if you at least have a scholarship. And so when we counsel our students, my dad used to tell me, it is not where you go, it is what you do when you go there. And so I was that type of student, and I'm going to be very honest with you, I didn't do so well in the SAT, and that is why I go so hard for students now. But at the end of the day, though, when I got to that institution, I did a lot. And so I ended up getting funding after the fact. And so I was a cream of the crop at that institution because I was so good. And so I tell students a lot, there are institutions that will be begging to get you with your score. Let's say some of my students, they score in the 1380s and they're upset, 1390s. And I'm like, do you know that's a really good score for some schools? So make sure you have your eyes set on your Ivy Leagues. Yes, we do help students get into those as well, but I do want you to be cautious. You don't have to panic if you don't meet that 1450, okay? You don't have to panic. And if you're a parent, you don't have to panic if your child hits that 1450 or cannot hit the 1400s. If they're anywhere close, 1380s, 1390, in that vicinity, 1350, they're doing really well. And so for my students who are still not hitting that 1300s, if you have at least a 1250 and a 600 at least on the math, you're looking really good. 650 would be really ideal. So yeah, I just wanted to say 1450 is ideal to get into those top institutions. However, it is not absolute to get a scholarship. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe so that all of our friends and all of our students can get scholarships and graduate debt free. Until next time.